Just lighting up the fucking world. What's up? Welcome to the Vegas Benchwarmer podcast. As always, I'm Eric. He hates 702, and my man
Jeremy with a G.
There we go. Okay. All right. So, how was your week, buddy? How you been?
Oh, my week has been. How do we say it? Politically correct? Say it. It's been.
Fubar?
It's been a fucking nightmare.
Well, I joined your nightmare too. You saw my tweets. I had fucking horrible travel. Neither one of us had a great day, a great week. We're gonna have a guest join us shortly. Midnight Sports today. He's gonna be there. I haven't done a shout out in a while, so before we get going, I need to do my shout out real quick. When he gets on, we'll let him. Hey, Kansas, me and you're gonna fight. Not really, we never fight, but this morning you've just been on one. You've been on one. I know. There's birds outside. So, bam, dude's on the couch.
Yeah, this is unreal.
This is his latest stream, which was 5 days ago. And then we also got, so make sure you guys go get him on Twitch, but we also got Madden.
We are not testing it.
Wait, no, this is, no. I don't know. It's supposed to be Madden. Oh, we were playing Madden and.
We still running the ball down their throat. Oh, I fell off. Not really. I just took a step away. And Derrick Henry. Oh, wait, you gonna get arm tackled, Derrick? I'm trying to give you the.
Damn, I talk a lot.
Have you still been in your first drive?
Yeah.
Damn, I talk a lot while I play sport games. I
know that, but damn.
Just get your ass out of my face, Derrick Henry. I mean, whoever the fuck trying to.
Okay, but I'm going to show you the ending.
They have 3 timeouts, and it's 3rd and 4. I have the ball.
Travis freaking Kelsey.
Here we go.
Come on, my guy.
Just leave Ebron alone. Just leave him wide open. Eric Ebron. You know he's good. He's got the name Eric. Let's go.
You son of a bitch.
That's ball game.
What y'all gonna do? You know what you're gonna do? You about to get this.
Oh my God! Are you about to do the same freaking shit? You better not.
I'm sending the women and. I'm not. I don't know what Herbert. Okay.
No,
okay,
I just got fucking. I got fucking cheesed by the Packers.
The Packers cheesed you.
Travis Kelsey, wide open, freaking gets jumped by a teleporting cornerback. I should have just freaking cheese played it the entire time.
You lost?
I lost, yeah, 27-31 because they couldn't get the ball back. After investing all that time in defense, they couldn't get the ball back.
All right, so that was the end of our Madden series.
Thing I've ever seen.
So that was the end of the Madden series. Right there. So I do see my boy Midnight Sports today. We're going to let him join in real quick. We're going to do the intro. Jeremy, you got anything else you want to say?
I don't.
All right, let's do our little intro, then we'll introduce our guest. All right, before we bring him in, we got one more shout out because I was on the VSiN Sports Network for their draft podcast, for the draft podcast. It was a blast. I'm going to show y'all that real quick. This is it. I'm fast forward some. I don't know.
I like it at 11, even more.
These two dudes.
Is this a quarterback, PJ?
Yeah, quarterback.
JD and CeeLo podcast were fucking hilarious. This JD is a Jets fan. CeeLo was a Broncos fan. He was talking shit. I'm gonna try to see if I can get real quick to where they talking. What happened to Gardner? Why is Gardner VSiN? Oh,
Jets fan. The late first round, they can get Jermaine Johnson and get their pass rusher that they needed. But that's where I feel we're missing is our pass rusher. We need our pass rusher.
So that was VSiN Sports. Go check that out. That was a 4-hour stream. It was lovely. It was fabulous. We had so much fun. I had so much fun doing that. It is raw. So if you don't like cussing and references to the anal anatomy, then I probably wouldn't watch the show. Yeah. JD and CeeLo kept talking about eating ass and fucking people in the ass the whole podcast. I'm not even playing. They kept saying they needed their defensive ends to eat their quarterback's ass. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in the man, the myth, the legend, Midnight Sports Today. What's up, buddy? How you doing today?
I'm good. Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing?
Doing fabulous. Go ahead and shout yourself out. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, so my name is Brock. I run a page called Midnight Sports Today. You can find me online, midnightsportstoday.org, or on Twitter at MNS Today. I'm very happy to be here. Always happy to talk football, and I didn't realize we got an AFC West theme going on here. Obviously, your Chargers. I mean, my Chargers, your Chiefs, your Raiders. So this is gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I did not realize he was a Chargers fan when I said come on. So there might be some words thrown around. So if y'all get prepared, I don't have my boxing glove here, but we might have to throw some blows because this is gonna get fun.
Exactly, especially since Chargers will be playing the Chiefs announced Thursday night, week 2, I believe. So I am more than excited for the season to start.
I really am. So let me get a shout out for him real quick. This is his Twitter account. Make sure you guys go follow him right now. I have his video up. I'll give you guys that in a second, but this is his YouTube channel. So from what I can tell, he knows the sports. We met in a group chat, I think. So he is extremely knowledgeable. And then let me get out his what is it? I don't know how to switch share screens in the middle of it. I gotta get better at this shit. YouTube. There you guys go. Bam.
I'm very excited to be joined by a special guest. He was the star of the critically acclaimed Netflix series Last Chance U, and is now a wide receiver at the University of Hawaii. I'm happy to welcome Dior Scott to the show. Welcome, Dior.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, bro.
Thank you for being here. So let's just jump right into it. How are you enjoying Hawaii so far?
Wait, are you from Hawaii?
I am from Hawaii, yes.
Oh shit, Jeremy.
Hey, you don't see the flag behind him?
I didn't pay attention to that shit. I see it now.
Yeah, I got my state flag and my Kanakamoli flag in the window. So it's repping all up in here.
Jeremy got a Hawaiian phone number. He's got a Hawaiian area code.
I moved to Vegas from Hawaii.
There you go.
Yeah, same here, man.
All right, so let's get into it. Okay, fake Broncos fan. No, he was a real Broncos fan. He really was a real Broncos fan. They knew their stuff. They were highly knowledgeable, and I'm going to do everything in my power to get them on this podcast. They were fucking hilarious. What's up? A donkey fan on the panel. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Welcome. All right, so we're going to let him go first. What did you like? We start off talking about our teams. So what did you like about what the Chargers did? I mean, you can talk off season going into the draft. I mean, go ahead and let us know what you like.
Yeah, I mean, as we all know, the Chargers' Achilles heel last season was the run defense. I mean, we couldn't stop a nosebleed if we wanted to. I mean, the last game of the season, Jeremy can attest to it, right? If they were able, even though the time was called, which I would make a controversial point, I think it should have been called I forget which receiver, but there was a receiver wide open that Carr could have thrown to it would have ended the game anyway. So if they were able to stop Jacobs in overtime, not let him get that first down, they probably would have kicked the field goal and the Chargers would be in the playoffs. So I love the way they addressed it. Obviously, they went on and got Khalil Mack, who is a phenomenal pass rusher and a really good run stopper. I know he's a little older, but he's one of Brandon Staley's boys from back in Chicago. I just think bringing him back to the West is going to reinvigorate him and make him an incredible talent once again. I also like the additions of Austin Johnson and Sebastian Joseph Day, guys that are ranked number 1 and number 11 when it comes to run defending. Right, you go plug up the middle with those guys. I like it. I'm not sure because I don't know how good Joseph Day was with Aaron Donald because of it and how he's going to be without Aaron Donald. But I have a lot of faith if Brandon Staley is going to go out and pick up a guy like that. Alongside the fact they still have late round picks and undrafted free agents, Brandon Fehoko and Forrest Merrill still on the team. So there's some good rotation. They don't have to put in Jerry gets ran over all the time. Tillery, in there. And also they got J.C. Jackson, which addresses a really big need at quarterback. You're going to pair him up with Michael Valto Davis and a guy I really like a lot, Asante Samuel Jr., in that secondary. They went out and got J.T. Woods because they like to play that 3-safety concept. They still got Nazir Adderley. Derwin James, arguably one of the best safeties in the league when they're healthy. I absolutely love every move they made so far on the defensive end of the ball. When it comes to the offensive end of the ball, they've made a great strides in protecting Justin Herbert, something they weren't able to do, not due to lack of trying, just they weren't able to do it during Phillip Rivers' time there. Yes, they got Mike Pouncey, but he had like one healthy season and then was hurt for the rest of his time in the NFL. They brought in Forrest Lamp, who didn't really work out. They brought in Max Turek, rest in peace, but he didn't really work out. They brought in Dan Feeney, who was off and on, but he didn't work out. They brought in Orlando Franklin. He didn't work out. They brought in DJ Fluker. He didn't work out. There's a lot of guys that didn't work out. They paid Corey Linsley, made him the best, highest paid center in the NFL. Brought in an All-Pro in his first year in Rashawn Slater, Matt Filer, who had a great year. And then you go out and get arguably one of the best offensive interior linemen in the draft, Zion Johnson, without having to trade up. Every move they've made so far, I love it. However, unfortunately, the Chiefs have made some incredible moves. The Raiders have made a really good pick at Barham in the draft, and obviously having Waller, Renfro, and Devontae Adams on the field is going to be a challenge. So I like the moves the Chargers made so far. I also think that there's a long way to go in order to be competitive in the West.
Okay, so let's look at this question real quick. Question is, who do you think is going to be 4th place in the AFC West?
Broncos.
Broncos?
I'm saying Broncos. I think, yeah, Broncos.
I'm saying Broncos too.
Yeah, nothing against them, but they have the most turnover. Yes, the Raiders have tons of turnover in their front office, but as far as on the field, they have a new quarterback. They're missing their tight end Noah Fant. They have a new coach. They have a lot of turnovers, and I don't know how everything's going to mesh. So they could come out and shock people, but I'm not really 100% sold on Russell Wilson in the AFC West. With the Broncos, I know they have weapons. I got to see it. He had weapons last year with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. He's had weapons his whole fucking career, basically. I don't know. I don't know with that. Jeremy, Raiders, what'd you think? We know. Let's just go with the draft because we've talked about our offseason. So we know you love your first round pick. Who was your first round pick? Go ahead and tell us.
My second round pick was Devontae Adams.
Okay. All right.
Wait, look, we nailed the first 2 picks of our draft. Fucking nailed it.
So what did you like about the rest of it? I didn't keep up to who you guys drafted. So
we took Parham.
Okay.
I love the pick. He's an extremely versatile offensive lineman. He's now not undersized. Okay. I think, what was it they were saying last night? In 4 years, he allowed 5 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's going to be interesting to see where the Raiders put him on the line, though.
Okay.
What I think they're banking on is that Alex Leatherwood has improved at the tackle spot, and Parham's going to be a guard.
Okay.
The only thing I can hope and pray for is that Leatherwood improved at the fucking tackle spot, so I don't have to go flatten all his tires.
Okay. Is there anything that you haven't liked that they've done so far?
Well, I think the only thing I don't like is they haven't re-signed Darius Philon.
What do you make of the trade rumors with Darren Waller?
That wasn't going to happen.
Okay.
And for people that don't know, that was going to happen.
There was a report that came out that the Green Bay Packers were highly interested in Darren Waller.
Yeah, they were. They could be.
They were going to do everything in their power to try to get him.
Yeah, they could be interested all they want.
I just didn't know.
Look, if I'm Dave Ziegler and you want Darren Waller, you're going to give me every motherfucking thing you have. I'm going to leave you with nothing.
But they don't really have anything.
Exactly. Look, I'm taking your first round pick for the next 12 years. You want Darren Waller, you're going to give me everything you have.
Okay. Jeremy, how do you feel about them not picking up the option for Jacobs?
I don't dislike it. Look, Jacobs has not played an entire season healthy yet. He's four seasons in, and he hasn't. He doesn't have a full season of being healthy. So I don't look. Everybody's freaking out over these 5th-year options, and I don't understand the outrage over it. They've got this year to prove that they deserve a contract.
And again, he's a running back. Like I'm not talking shit, but in this day and age, you can find running backs, very serviceable running backs for very little money. I mean, fuck, Leonard Fournette got cut. So I mean, and then turned around and started playing with the Bucs and did very, very well. So you can find serviceable running backs.
I don't dislike the decision to not pick up their 5th-year options.
I don't either.
Jacobs had what 2,000-yard seasons, and then
yep.
Like I mean, he's been injured every season.
Yep. So with the Chiefs, I can't say a bad thing. And I love first of all, I don't understand how they actually let me get the guy that I wanted. I feel so bad for you, Jeremy. I feel so bad for everybody at the bar that we go to this year, because the fact that they got Cooks and Sky, the fucking shit that I'm going to yell. Oh my God. We are going to be cooking in the sky. I'm just telling y'all right now, I'm coming up with tons of shit to be saying consistently and yelling. But I do love it. I love it. I loved I don't know much about college players, so I'm not going to act like I do. But I like the positions that they drafted. I immediately looked them up. I like Duffy. When they traded up, I knew they weren't going to get a wide receiver. I wanted them to address their defense because realistically, yes, we lost Tyreek Hill, but we can make serviceable receivers. I don't think our offense is going to run the same way as it was last year with a lot of RPO. We're going to go back to more run dominant. You're going to see more 2018. Kansas City Chiefs when we had Kareem Hunt running all over everybody before he decided to fucking kick a bitch in Cleveland. So you're going to see way more of that, way more running, way less RPO. But when we do have RPO, Sky Moore can run that RPO extremely well. So I don't even know how to say the dude's name that we picked. This George Karlaftis. I'm gonna be fucking that shit. George Karl, okay? George Karl. We're gonna rename this motherfucker George Karl, the head coach. That's his new name, George fucking Karl, okay? I'm gonna come up with some shit for this shit. But yeah, Kareem Hunt is the best kicker in the league. I completely agree with you. So we're gonna definitely George Karl. I don't know, but what I read, edge rusher off the side, can run very fast. He's got that speed. He's got good high IQ. So I'm liking it. I like the picks that we have. We're going to drop back, and then we went to go, of course, and we went and got my man Sky. I mean, I love Sky. I called this on the podcast last Saturday. With the 30th pick, we were taking Sky Moore. We didn't get him with the 30th. We got him with the 54th. So I'm fucking okay with that. Can we stop trading with the fucking Patriots, though, motherfuckers? I don't like them. I don't even like seeing their fucking name as a trade. Stop fucking trading with them. Granted, they fucked up the first round draft pick, but stop that. Then we came back and we got Brian Cooks, which again, from everything I heard, he has the ability or the talent and the aggressive to be able to replace Tyrann Mathieu, which that came straight out of Richard Sherman's mouth. So, and I trust his IQ and his football knowledge. But, second, third round picks, receivers, yes, that receiver is probably going to have more of an impact than Cooks is in the very, very beginning because he's going to be on a special team. And then the dude out of Wisconsin, Leo is he's a Ninja Turtle. So we know he's fucking good. Okay. And he was the leader of the Ninja Turtles. So we know he had the katana. So we know he's the smartest motherfucker on the thing. And he's from Wisconsin. So we know he's a corn-fed, big-ass, country-bred white boy that just likes throwing motherfuckers around. From what I read, he's heavy. He's 250 pounds. So he's heavy for this position because they're going lighter now. But he moves quickly. I don't give a fuck. All I know is he's probably going to end up, I don't think he's going to be playing linebacker long. He'll probably end up on the line somehow, depending on what happens with Frank Clark, or we'll put him as a hybrid and make him rush. I don't know if he's good in three-point stand, but he's going to be throwing around these fucking bodies. Big cornbread fed. I always like to hear of linemen and defensive players certain college. Linemen from Iowa, Wisconsin, definitely. Just places where they don't do shit but tip cows. Places like that. That's where I love my linemen to come from. I lived in Missouri. There's not shit to do. I've drove through Iowa many a times. But when you think about all these big linemen and shit like that, unless you go to Alabama or someplace like this, all these weird-ass colleges, they all come from where there's nothing to do but ride horses, throw hay, and tip over fucking cows. So I love everything that we're doing. I'm going to be coming up with nicknames all. Say, look, we're about to have Showtime in KC. And then Sky immediately tweeted Patrick. So, I love it. We're not going to replace Tyreek Hill, but I was worried with what we were doing going into this. He likes younger players, so now our defense and our offense has gotten a lot younger. I wish we'd get rid of fucking Frank Clark.
But you guys need to get an interior defensive lineman.
Why?
Y'all can't stop the run. You need look. That's why when y'all was on the podcast, I made the comment. If you go back and look,
I know.
I like the pick you guys made, which one, the Karlaftis.
Yeah,
I like the pick, but you needed interior defensive linemen more than you needed an edge.
So, but that's what I'm telling you. But we run a 3-4. So we have fucking Chris
and the
Jones.
past 2 years, you couldn't stop the run to save your fucking life.
For the last 2 years, we couldn't stop fucking anybody. Okay,
right.
It wasn't just the fucking run.
Right.
We had Daniel Sorensen on the fucking field letting Dawson Knox score fucking touchdowns.
So you went in aggressive position that wasn't
game of this. You talking about stopping the run, motherfucker? Jamar Chase broke a rookie record against us. Please miss me with this shit. Who the fuck? Baker Mayfield had his best game of the fucking season against
Dawson Knox.
I'm just saying, our defense was garbage. Like, not stopping the run, not stopping the pass. Motherfucker, me and you could go get yards against our defense. So all I'm saying is we went defensive heavy. We're going to let our line jail. We're going to try to put pressure on the QB. We're going to try to do the coverage. And hopefully our linebacking crew with Nick Bolton and Gay, and then this new guy, Leo, the Ninja Turtle, hopefully they can be going, because he's going to be playing outside linebacker. He play a lot of positions, but hopefully they can get it together. But again, if we can ball control and run more, I'm not as worried. I'm not as worried. And then in our division, it's going to be a fucking crapshoot, to be honest with you. So if you look at it, y'all, we have to stop Devontae fucking Adams. Okay? Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Yes, you guys have Jacobs and Eckler. And then we got fucking bitch-ass Russell Wilson and Sierra. So we got them motherfuckers over there. So we're going to be scoring points. and we're going to be putting points on the board in this division. The same thing that the Chargers just went and did. The same thing you guys went and did. You went and got pass rushers to put pressure on the quarterback to make sure they get the ball out of their hands quickly, and then hopefully they throw it to one of these fucking cornerbacks and we can get some easy turnovers.
What did the Raiders do?
Y'all got Chandler Jones.
Yeah, we also traded away Yannick Ngakoue.
I know. I hate that trade.
So
Yeah,
we didn't
Yannick
really
was
go out.
really coming to his own in Las Vegas.
We didn't really go out and pick up anybody. We swapped.
No, but you replaced the rusher with a rusher. Your focus was getting pressure on the quarterback. You upgraded, in most people's opinion, to Chandler Jones, which me and you have already had that conversation. Yeah. We'd have much rather somebody else get traded. Because Yannick, whatever the fuck his name was.
Yannick.
First of all, I suck at pronunciation of a lot of shit, okay? I'm not going to try to pronounce the shit behind what you have behind you, because I'm not fucking pissing people off.
Bro, when it comes to like Eastern European names, oh good lord, it's a no-go for me. So I got you. Yeah.
So whatever the fuck is, yeah. But so that in my division, I think we went back because really, honestly, I'm not worried about the rest of the AFC. Yeah, we have the Bills. Okay, you have the Bills. Okay.
Well, all I was saying, I wasn't worried about you guys' edge rush.
No, wait, let's stop and think about this real quick.
Y'all got Frank Clark and Chris Jones.
Outside of the AFC West, what fucking teams are y'all scared of?
Baltimore.
I'm not.
I love the way they went about their draft. To me, they got the best.
Drama. Wait for the drama.
Fair.
Wait for the media drama to blow up around his extension not being signed and his best friend getting traded and not getting him any weapons.
I can't believe Baltimore got a first for Hollywood. That was
trust me, I think it's amazing. But then they went and got a fucking center.
Whoa! First of all, Tyler Linderbaum is, to me,
he's from Iowa. He's a corn-fed guy. He throws
exactly. He's the best. He's the best rushing interior lineman in the draft, in my opinion.
What is the Ravens' problem? Yeah. It's not running the ball.
Yeah,
it's
true.
Being able to spread the field.
That's true. I think Rashawn Bateman is going to prove a lot.
Your speedster that can spread the field. You're trusting in Bateman, which is okay, but that's basically you're just canceling each other out. And you don't, instead of keeping him, which they don't want to pay him. I get it. The market with receivers is going fucking nuts. But you literally, in my opinion, helped your run game, which was already one of the best in the league, but to a detriment of your pass game. And the way people are going to put up points, like, let's think about it. Steelers, we ain't got to worry about. You got Deshaun Watson now in that division. And Joe Burrow. They're going to have to score points.
Very true. I'm going to throw out a controversial take out there that you guys might disagree with me on this. I'm not as worried about Deshaun Watson in Cleveland as I should be, honestly. I think if there was Deshaun Watson in last year's roster, yeah, I'd be scared. But I don't know. I think Jarvis Landry not being there, just even though they got Amari Cooper and they drafted David Bell at Purdue, which I really like, I'm just not as worried. They lost, Wyatt Teller on their O-line. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb are going to be coming up to their contract extension, so you got to lose at least one of them. I like Dearness Johnson, but I don't think he's that level.
They lost J.C. Tretter.
I have a question. Can you name a receiver that Deshaun Watson threw to when he threw for 5,000 yards and led the league?
Bradley Cooks.
Okay. Who else?
Randall Cobb.
Who?
Randall Cobb.
Hello? Damn. That's what we're not. What I'm saying is, damn, you're right. Those are two of them, 100%. But they're not going to need weapons because of the run game.
Here's where I'm at with the Browns.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it for the simple fact that the last time he played a season, he was 4-12.
True.
Just like Bill O'Brien too.
I'm just gonna say they would have been negative without him.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
When JJ Watt apologizes to you for wasting a season after the last game, and I'm not saying they're going to be great because he could still miss 4 games, but I think they have a better chance of making the playoffs than Baltimore does. Because when he shows up, I also think Cincinnati was a miracle run last year. I'm not saying they're not going to do great, but the expectations that are going to hit them may step them down. So like realistically, I'm not worried about anybody in the AFC East. I don't care about anybody in the AFC South. The AFC North, again, depending on when you play Cleveland, they're going to be tough games, Baltimore and them, but I'm not worried about them like winning this Super Bowl or anything like that. I'm only worried about the Bills outside the AFC West.
I completely agree with you. I was just making a point about, I thought Baltimore had to be one of the best drafts, in the league so far. But that's why I'm a little worried. But you are right. It all depends on what's going to happen with Lamar's extension. That's a big looming question mark right now, especially since
they had a great draft.
Oh yeah,
they had a great draft. They kept trading back. They kept getting their guys. Hamlin was fucking amazing. They addressed their cornerback issue because they were all injured last year, and all their running backs were injured last year. But to me, their biggest problem, and the problem I have with their draft is, your biggest issue for the last 4 years since Lamar Jackson has been there has been weapons, has been skill position players that you can get the ball to. We have seen in the last 2 years how much teams are willing to pay for weapons. Last draft, everybody got paired with a weapon. Devontae Smith, Waddle, Chase, and all of them did good. All of them did amazing. You saw the Dolphins go get Hill, Raiders go get Adams, Christian Kirk. You saw teams go pair receivers with their quarterbacks, except for Baltimore and Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay had a very interesting draft. I mean, I don't blame them not for going wide receiver in the first, because unless it was Pickens, because I was thinking they were going to go Pickens at 28.
I would have rather them taking a receiver at 22 than fucking Quay Walker.
Yeah, getting Walker was a very odd pick. I understand Kobe Dean on Georgia fell because he tore his pec, but out of all the linebackers available, a lot of linebackers fell, as we all know. Chenal, obviously, to the Chiefs. Troy Anderson to the Falcons. You had Christian Harris. I forget where he went. But then you also had Muma from Wyoming. Like, all those guys dropped. They went on and over-evaluated, in my opinion, on a linebacker. Don't they still have Devontae Campbell as well?
Look, but they fucked up the draft.
They reached big time at 22.
They fucked up the draft. They have got to be the ultimate fucking losers in the first round. AJ Brown was traded for a first-round draft pick and a 5th.
Yeah, that was a steal.
And they had 2 firsts and weren't in that trade offering. Deebo Samuel is sitting on the fucking sideline. Nobody's talking about the Packers. And then y'all go and fucking draft Walker. And I don't even know what the fuck else they fucking drafted. But y'all have picks for a reason. You could have traded up. We saw what was it? The Saints traded up to get Chris Olave. We saw that run of receivers. And then immediately after that, what was it? A 15th, 18th pick or whatever the Titans gave up to get for AJ Brown to the Eagles, whatever pick that was. We're talking about 4 picks later. 4 or 5 picks later. You literally could. Why weren't you on the phone with them? Oh, you didn't want to pay AJ Brown $100 million, but you were about to pay that. I'm not saying Devontae Adams is the same as any AJ Brown is as good as Devontae Adams, but you were about to pay him. You offered him a huge contract at $28 million. So I don't get it. Like, in my opinion, they're doing what they fucking always do. And it's the same shit that we've seen the last couple years. Yes, who the fuck is he throwing to? And again, we can get in this. Mahoney, will you stop?
I would have rather seen them take John Mechie at 22.
Yeah, 20. Well, I want to say 28, but yeah, honestly, I've been saying this for a long time. The reason why the Packers as an organization are functional and also very dysfunctional, And the reason why they've only gotten 2 Super Bowls out of 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks is because they don't have an owner. There's nobody that's the highest man in the room or woman or whoever that can say, hey, get out or you're fired. I think that's why Mike McCarthy stayed there longer than he should have. That's why there's not a lot of movement in terms of leaving in the front office. Guys can stay there 20, 30 years, have long careers, and make poor decisions over and over because there is no owner or ownership that can kick them out. So I think until they get
that might actually be a good fucking thing.
You know what I mean?
Because of the fact that if you look at the landscape of today, look how much overturn there is in the NFL. Coaches get no fucking time whatsoever. Outside of Pittsburgh and Jeff Fisher with the fucking Titans. We got Marvin Lewis with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, I mean, to be fair, a lot of people are calling for Zach Taylor's head as well. So Mike Brown has really shown a commitment to his head coaches as well. I'm not saying that it's a definite. I'm just saying that you have three Super Bowl appearances during Brett and Aaron's runs. Like, something's got to give at that point.
So this is the problem. When the fuck did Super Bowls become easy?
I'm not saying they're easy, but
yes, you are. There's 3.
Well, I'm not saying they're easy, but how many times have they been to NFC Championship games with both?
How many Super Bowls do the Chargers have?
Oh, 5-0.
Y'all had Phillip Rivers, Dan Fouts. I don't know any other good quarterbacks. Ryan Leaf.
I thought you said Drew Brees, but yeah, let's go.
Let's be honest. Brady's fucking ruined it. We literally are dumping on Aaron Rodgers because he has 1 Super Bowl.
I'm not dumping on him. I'm talking about the roster around him.
Packers, but outside of Brady, Montana.
But as an organization, how do you not take a receiver in the first round in the last 20 years?
Exactly.
Because that's their MO. That's what they've always done.
Yeah, but you know you have a quarterback that's pissed off.
You know what? Guess what? He gave up all that leverage when he signed.
Here's what I'm saying. When Ted Thompson and them were in office, right? Look at all the great receivers that was on the Packers. Obviously, Sterling Sharp, Andre Rison. If we go a little further, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, Donald Driver, right? And then we come into this new era where we have obviously Devontae Adams for a very long time. But besides that, who's that number 2, number 3 guys? They brought in Devin Funchess. That didn't work out. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he was iffy at best. Lazard, iffy. St. Brown, I don't even know if he's active or inactive going week to week. And then you have so many great talents we've seen come off the board first and second. They're not going after them. They trade up for Jordan Love. That was odd, but then they're going to re-sign Rodgers, alongside the right? And then last year they got who did they get in the first? It was somebody that made me go,
"What the fuck was that?"
Yeah, but I can't remember the name right now. I gotta look it up. But I'm just saying, like, as an organization, honestly, since the year after their Super Bowl with Rodgers against the Steelers, they went I think 15-2 or something, 15-1. I mean, and then they lost to the Giants in the playoffs, I believe. Since then, they've just been highly dysfunctional. A lot of NFC Championship games, so they're almost there. But, like, the organization has never been able to get those key pieces to get them over the hump. They get blown out in Atlanta. They lose horribly in Seattle. They obviously get stomped out in the run game by San Francisco. Last year that one was honestly Rodgers' fault against Tampa Bay. But then you have, a defense that also took 2-3 interceptions away from him. Like, I don't know. It's just they're always great.
Idea. All the receivers you mentioned for that Green Bay, 1 was drafted in the first round. That was Sterling Sharp. Every other receiver you mentioned,
he was the best one.
But again, that was 1988. Every other receiver you mentioned was drafted in the second round or later. Donald Driver was a 213th draft pick. This is their MO. This is what they've been doing their whole entire life, and it's worked. They got 2 Super Bowls. Just say they got that. So would you be happy with a Super Bowl?
So
especially I would be, but I also never had a quarterback to the level of Aaron Rodgers either. You know what I mean?
I got Mahomes. I'm loving my 1
So
Super
what
Bowl.
you're saying, for 32 years, they have 2 Super Bowls, and what they've done works.
I'm just saying.
So
act
for
like
2 years, for 2 years out of 32, it worked.
Yes, but we act like Super Bowls.
Hey, that's not a winning percentage.
There's only one team. Really, like there's a couple teams that have been in the Super Bowl as many times as they have in the last 20 to 30 years. Outside the Patriots and the Giants and the Steelers. Which for a minute it was in the AFC, it was nobody but the Patriots, the Steelers, or the Colts. Like this era with Brady and the Patriots has ruined us on Super Bowls, just like Michael Jordan ruined basketball. It's great, but we make it easy. There are only a couple quarterbacks that have multiple Super Bowl rings outside of Brady. And the ones that do, like Manning, Rodgers is clearly better than Eli Manning. But I mean, Peyton has 2.
But let's think about it like this. Let's not talk about quarterbacks per se. Let's talk about organizations. So within the span of both Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers' career, they have 2 Super Bowls. Baltimore has 2 Super Bowls. New York Giants have 2 Super Bowls. I'm not going to talk about the Patriots because we all know that's the anomaly in the situation.
Well, Giants actually have 4 in that time frame.
Yeah, how long? When did Favre?
They have 2 with Manning. They have oh no, they don't. They have 3. And they have 1 with Kerry Collins.
I thought Favre came in like 89 and they won their Super Bowls in the 80s with Lawrence Taylor.
No, they have 1 with Kerry Collins against the Bills.
Well, that was at a parent. Wait,
in the early 90s, wide right. But
that was Hofstadter. Oh yeah, you're right. So 3, but that was at Hofstadter, I believe. So
Hofstadter. You're right, Hofstadter. It might have been Hofstadter.
Yeah, because it went to 2000 the Ravens and Collins. That one was.
But they've been to 4 because they lost to the Ravens in 2000. Yeah,
exactly. But they as an organization have been to multiple. But I was just talking about the wins. So like Giants have 3, Steelers have 2, Baltimore has 2. What's the title? Rams have 2. I was thinking about the Bucks have 2. Like I could go on.
That's
this.
6. Keep going. 6 out of 32.
That's 6. I mean, that's what.
That's 6 teams, 6 organizations out of 32.
Yeah, but it's also a span of 30 years as well.
Again,
here's something for you guys.
That's 25% basically. That's 1/4 almost.
So
it's
not
Green
easy
Bay to win a Super Bowl.
So Green Bay has the same amount of
Washington. I forgot about them. Washington, Dallas.
They don't have 2.
Yeah, they didn't win 2. Well,
they won 1 in the 90s against the Bills.
Oh yeah, so 2. Okay, so but the Dallas they have 3. So Dallas has 3.
Yeah. And the Dallas they won 1 playoff game since 1997.
They still have 3 rings,
But again, but it's hard. It's very hard.
I agree with you. I'm with you. I know it's hard. But for an organization to constantly be right there, but then keep failing and not making those critical changes and just letting it keep growing, that's insanity. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I see it.
Eagles went to 5 straight NFC championships. And we celebrated them for that.
The Green Bay Packers have the same amount
of
Super Bowl
lost 4 straight Super Bowls. Brady and the Patriots have fucked up our mentality on how easy it is to win championships. And as a Chiefs fan with Mahomes, one of our good friends is a Patriots fan. We hear it all the time. He's only got 1. Before Brady, 1 got you into the dance. 2 made you a legend. Even with organizations. There's before Brady, the Steelers and the Cowboys had 5 Super Bowls.
Okay, well let me put that out there because obviously Brady won his 3 in the first 5 years, right? Because he won the first one the second year, and then I think he missed 1 and then went back to back years after that. But then they had a 10-year gap, right? True. Then they went on a 10-year gap. I mean, I know they had the undefeated season, but that's real. That's Spygate, right? But then when they won against the Seahawks, they changed up their offensive philosophy and went a completely different direction. There was under the Charlie White system in the early 2000s, and then you bring in a guy like McDaniels with a younger ideology, and they go and win all those Super Bowls. I mean, they made a change. You know what I'm saying?
That's the greatest coach of all time.
What's up?
That's the greatest coach of all time.
He's not Bill Walsh. But
again, let's put it this way. How many coaches have all of these organizations had in a 20-year span, 30-year span?
Well, the Packers, 3?
The fucking Belichick and them, they have 2? Like, again, we're comparing them to a guy that can do whatever the fuck he wants because he won 3 in 5 years. Jeff Fisher got 19 years of 1 inch away. 1 inch away. Like, being a Chiefs fan when we just won and seeing, I was so happy, but seeing all the stuff that came, like, oh, he's got to win more than that to even be compared. I'm like, wait, we won 1 in 50 fucking years. We're good. I'm good. I'm a Royals fan. We win 1 every 35. I'm good. I'm fucking good. Like, Eagles fans, nobody's going to say shit. We celebrated 5 NFC championships. And now we're knocking Rodgers and the organization for 3. That's difference of 15 years.
Donovan McNabb, Aaron Rodgers.
Organizations. Different of 15 years.
They're wasting. They're wasting.
Oh, okay, Andy Reid, Mike McCarthy, and whoever the fuck they have now.
That's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying, though. Like you and I, we both know Andy Reid is miles ahead of Mike McCarthy, right? I would have dumped Mike McCarthy after like the second NFC Championship loss, but they kept with him until they literally could not anymore.
But who are you gonna get that's better?
What's up?
Who would you get that would be better? How you gonna fire a coach for getting to the NFC Championship?
Because he keeps losing.
What the fuck?
What you mean?
Remember when y'all fired Marty Schottenheimer?
Okay, that was he didn't even win a playoff game in San Diego. I don't like that fire. I don't like that fire. But
how many championships did
North
you win
Turner
after you fired him?
went to the AFC Championship game the next season. Then he won against the Colts in the playoffs the season after that. Marty, God rest his soul, great coach, loved him. I mean, I'm an LT fan, and his office.
But how many championships did you win after that?
Hey, no, it's 0. But he couldn't even get to the AFC Championship game. Like, I mean, you can talk about because obviously Schottenheimer was a legendary.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I hated that. I trust me. Right. I feel everything. All your pain. All of it.
But you know as well as I did, his offensive philosophy, his coaching philosophy, it didn't work for you guys after a long time.
It didn't work in the playoffs.
Exactly.
It didn't work in the playoffs.
It didn't work in the playoffs for a second.
No, but I'm just saying, like, again, when you fired him, you went to the AFC Championship. That was considered a success, but you didn't win a championship. So you basically fired a guy that was successful. Granted, he didn't win a game, to be in the same spot. And that's why I can't get mad, because you have to give a coach years to build their trust in it. Belichick has had 20 fucking years. Yes. The great Bill Walsh. How long was Bill Walsh with the Niners?
Long time.
Do you see the 2 greatest coaches?
Listen, I'm with you, and I agree. But you gotta admit, those last 3 years under McCarthy, it was
horrible.
Almost dumpster fire. You know what I mean? They're an organization that stays on the ship when it's sinking way too long, because they don't have the power at the ownership position to make those critical and necessary decisions. That's just my theory on why the.
Okay, so then in that scenario, what about the Steelers? Why do the Steelers do the same thing?
Well, Mike Tomlin hasn't had a losing season ever.
No, but they had Bill Cowher. They've only had 4 coaches in my lifetime.
So right,
and they've had losing seasons.
So Chuck Noll, obviously, his 4 Super Bowls. Cowher, who honestly that was surprising because. I love Cowher. I want to make that very clear. But he didn't win a Super Bowl until his second to last season. And his only Super Bowl appearance was a loss to the Cowboys, right? If I'm not mistaken. A bad loss. Because I remember, because the Chargers' only Super Bowl appearance was an upset in Pittsburgh over Cowher Steelers as well. But then you have a guy like Mike Tomlin. I mean, he's never had a losing season. And you know what's the sad part? Honestly, I'm not blaming him because you got to coach what you have. But I just think about, the season Le'Veon sat out.
Yeah.
And they missed the playoffs. I think, but they were so close because they should have beat the Chargers that year, but they fumbled it. They should have beat the Saints, fumbled it. But I think they had Ben, they had Pouncey, they had Juju, AB, Martavis Bryant. If they had Le'Veon, James Conner man, I think they really could have won the Super Bowl that year.
We're talking about firing coaches because they're not winning the Super Bowl.
He's never had a losing season.
And the Steelers have 6. They have 6 Super Bowls.
True. What are those?
But I'm just saying, they have a Super Bowl in almost every fucking decade. The 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the 70s. They don't have one in the 80s.
Well, let me throw this out there. In the past 5-6 years, right? There's maybe one season at most you could say Big Ben was playing at an MVP level.
Yep.
Right? I mean, I'm just saying that Aaron Rodgers has been playing at that level consistently for a long time. And the fact that not only can you not, as an organization, get over the hump in the NFC Championship game, but the way that they have lost. Like the Tampa Bay game, that was tragic because of one position game. I thought they should have went for a fourth down. That's what it happens, right? But you get smoked in San Fran, you get smoked in Atlanta. Obviously, Seattle, you just fumbled that. I still don't understand how they converted the 2-point conversion over Clinton Dix. But that's beside the point. Like that one was like I don't even want to talk about that. That was crazy. But I'm just saying that not only when you guys get to the big time, you melt every single time. Like to me, there has to be some type of change in order for that not to occur. And when they keep on doing the Packer way, it just we know what's gonna happen. You guys are gonna make it to the playoffs and crumble, right? And that's why I look from a Chargers perspective. Who, Chargers are notorious for blowing fourth quarter leads over and over and over again. And it did happen somewhat last season as well, especially the first season with Herbert and the last season with Anthony Lynn. I just love the way that they're going about it. They're changing the way that they have gone about free agency in the offseason in the past, and they're spending money wisely. So,
just wondering real quick.
What's up?
Now I understand why you okay with firing coaches, because I just remembered y'all team fired Anthony Lynn.
Oh, we should have fired him like after week 2.
And y'all in the same spot.
What's up?
Yeah, honestly, that actually your coach might be the reason why you're not in the playoffs.
Well, I already said that the timeout was necessary because there was no one covering him. Carter just dumped it right there.
Fourth down. I actually watched the Chargers and the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Okay. I love your coach. I really do love your coach. I think
balls of steel.
I think Brandon Staley's awesome. I was just giving you shit. So we got about 10 more minutes. Biggest losers of the draft.
Cowboys.
Okay, explain why real quick.
So I thought that they were going to take Smith anyway, but I also didn't expect Linderbaum to be on the board right there, And then they haven't had the ability to replace their center since Travis Frederick retired. And obviously, Frederick was a member of that great Dallas O-line that helped DeMarco Murray achieve great heights and everything like that. To me, from my experience with Corey Linsley bringing him in, a center that can make calls as a signal caller elevates a quarterback's play to a whole brand new level. I mean, we've seen it with Montana and Jesse Sapolu. Brady's had great centers over the years, stuff like that. You have a guy that's been doing it for a long time at Iowa. He's a great run blocker, as we all know, right? And you skip on a guy that's a project when you're in win-down mode. I didn't understand that. I forget what their second-round pick was, but I remember I was thinking to myself that there's a lot of different ways you could have went, and that was the wrong way. They're in a division that has been weak, but got a lot better in this draft, especially the Eagles. And to me, they have not addressed, you got to address the cornerback position. Because even though Trayvon Diggs has led the league in interceptions, he also can get burnt at times. So I think you need to get a good safety to kind of help him out, or another cornerback, because let's be real now, Anthony Brown was flag machine. So I think they were the biggest losers of the draft so far.
Jeremy, who's your biggest loser of the draft?
The Patriots.
For taking Strange in the first round?
Yes.
Okay. You want to elaborate any more?
He was a late second, early third round pick. There's no way Strange should have went in the first round.
Did you see what Sean McVay said?
Yeah.
They were looking at 104.
They were looking at him there at 105.
Okay. Anybody else that's a loser?
There's no way Strange should have went.
Washington. So I like Mathis a lot in the second round, but you already have De'Aaron Payne and Jonathan Allen on the O-line, and you let go of Matt Ioannidis if you want another D tackle. To me, you have other holes that you need to fill, especially on that defense, especially the secondary, in my opinion. Or, in my opinion, I thought they were going to get Devin Lloyd at linebacker, and they go to a position that they already have filled at. And then in the first round, they get Jahan Dotson. I like Jahan Dotson. I don't like him in the first round. And they have one of the best wide receiver rooms in the NFL. You got Curtis Samuel, Scary Terry McLaurin. You got De'Ami Brown, North Carolina, who's shown that, he can be good. Adam Humphries had a really nice resurgent year last year. And I took this quote from my friend. When you add a piece to an already loaded wide receiver room, they got to bring a different dynamic. Like maybe a guy like London, who's a jump ball guy, something like that. They bring a guy that's like the same mold. Like I don't understand, especially on the offensive side of the ball. To me, O-line should be your main priority, or tight end to help somebody supplement Logan Thomas. So that's why I think they're a big loser as well in a division that's getting better and better every day.
Okay. I can agree with both of those takes. I think my biggest loser overall would be I got two of them. All right, I got two of them. I got the Jets and the I know. It sounds weird. I'm gonna get into it. And I got Malik Willis. Okay, so we'll get into Malik Willis first of all. So
he got screwed.
So the slide, of course, the slide. You went from being a top 10 pick supposedly to being picked up in the third round, the end of the third round almost.
Yeah.
And then who you got drafted by? You got drafted by the Titans. I'm not sold on the Titans. I don't know if their coach, I think it's Matt Patricia, will be able to develop them. I don't know how well they'll be able to develop them.
The Titans is Vrabel.
Yeah. Vrabel, damn it, Vrabel. I knew it was one of the fucking Patriots guys. Yeah, Patricia was from Lions. Patricia was a bitch from the Lions. That's right. So Vrabel. So I don't know how well he's going to develop the quarterback. By time I think Willis gets in, probably not this year, unless Ryan Tannehill goes down. Maybe next year, depending on how Ryan Tannehill plays. But Derrick Henry might be at the end of his leash, his prime. Like, he's going to start to break down sooner or later. We saw it last year with the injury. So they don't have many dynamic receivers. I do like the receiver that they picked up, but I just think if you're going to fall, you kind of want to fall to somebody that in my opinion, you have a starting position in the next 1 or 2 years, or you're in a better position. Like, maybe you fall to, I don't fucking know. Like, let's say the Niners didn't have Trey Lance. That would be a perfect position or something like that. Or maybe you would have fallen to the Bucks, even though they like Kyle Trask, but that 1 year with Brady. Something along those lines. And then and of course, the slide. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. You were touted as a top 20 pick easily most of the time. And now you're a third round pick. Like, that's got to eat at your ass. He's got to be mentally tough. And with the day some of these athletes are not mentally tough, I'm kind of worried about that. And I'm going to go with the Jets. And this is why I'm going to go with the Jets. Because they actually got some good picks. They did some good stuff in the first round. I like all their picks.
Bro, they got the pretty much the number one at every position.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I like their draft, but this is the issue.
Why don't you like the Jets draft?
They're still the fucking Jets, and they still have Zach Wilson. And does anybody fucking trust that they're developing any of these fucking players? How many players have they consistently gotten over the years that ended up playing someplace else and doing good someplace else? They still have Zach Wilson. Their defense can be good, but he's still a fucking turnover machine. And now with all the expectations that are about to hit them because of how well they drafted, I don't think they're ready for this. I think they're in the right direction, but I think, the Jets are the right pick. When the fuck has anybody ever said the Jets were good at picking anything? Now you have all this praise for them, and we know and they're still a young team, and we know what happens. A lot of times those expectations get on them, and motherfuckers are forgetting who Zach Wilson is. Like, we are literally forgetting who the fuck he is. And, they had a great draft, but they still have fucking Zach Wilson. I don't want to hear this rookie shit. I don't want to hear any of this shit. I could have swore to God there was a game that they drafted Sam Darnold 2.0. Both of them were still seeing fucking ghosts from the Patriots. So ultimately, I love their draft. I think they did a great draft, but I think it's going to take expectations. In their mind, they're going to start believing the media hype because they're the fucking Jets and they're stupid. And they've been stupid my whole life, basically. And they have Zach Wilson still there. So the expectations that are going to come from them to kind of elevate their game, and it's not going to happen. They're going to be picking in the top 3 again next year just because they have a shitty-ass fucking quarterback. So that's why I think they're one of the biggest losers.
Yeah, but is it a smart move? Let's say they bench Zach Wilson after the season and pick up Mariota and bring in Mariota as a bridge quarterback.
Mike White was balling. I just want to add that real quick.
And then draft another quarterback next year.
Stop.
Mariota
I love Mike White. Okay. And I thought he was amazing. He has the most generic fucking name ever. He is literally a generic Madden player. Okay. But it's the same shit with fucking Dan Campbell from the Lions. We're giving credit because it looks better than a shit. That's the only reason why. Zach Wilson looks so fucking horrible that a computer-generated player for Madden started getting fanfare. No. Yes, he was balling and they were still losing. And also, I like the Garrett Wilson pick. But in my opinion, I would have went from the Alabama kid.
Williams.
I think that is my only downside of their first round draft because they're not going to be good. So they had time to let him heal. And if he wasn't an ACL tear, he would literally been the number one receiver off the board.
Sure.
Or
maybe they're afraid MetLife is going to re-tear his ACL, that horrible field.
Or what if this happens? Now, hear me out. You know, I don't want to say it, but so what if they bench Zach Wilson after this season because he's still not good, and then go pick up Derek Carr?
Derek Carr's not going nowhere.
He just signed his extension.
The Raiders can get rid of him after this season.
We know. I know, but he's not. He signed a team-friendly deal. I don't give a fuck who they pick up. I don't give a fuck if they go pick up Tom Brady.
Nobody said it was going to happen. I said, hear me out. And now y'all want to jump all over me.
They're the fucking Jets, okay? The only thing they're fucking known for is the fucking butt fumble. And they went to 3 AFC championships with the same fucking quarterback. They're known for feet and fumbling of butts. Fuck them. They still going to suck. And they hired Adam Gase after Miami. No. Yes, they got lucky with Robert Saleh, but I'm tired of us giving participation medals because people suck and they perform better than we thought how bad they were going to suck, but they still suck.
You brought up a very good point with Garrett Wilson. I like Garrett Wilson a lot. I like him a lot. Williams. But you have a guy like Zach Wilson too. I don't know where he's at in terms of processing plays, but good Lord, does he have a beautiful deep ball. And to me, you have a guy that can take the top off a defense. And I thought that would have been the better pick. I do like Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall, and who's the other guy that I really like?
He fell. Jermaine Johnson. Yeah. They got lucky to get Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah, to me, he should have been top 15, top 20. I thought the same thing with McDuffie too. You guys got to steal with Trent McDuffie. Johnson to me one of the best when it comes to moves, pure pass rusher in the draft. And I think it's going to be pretty evident when all these Georgia guys come out and dominate. I don't know about Trayvon Walker and him at first overall, but I like Davis. I like Wyatt. I like Dean when he gets healthy. Guys like that. But the way Georgia defense, they would not utilize their strength. They would put them in a system because the system works, right? But I think that they're going to have individual really good careers. I think Johnson was hitting because he played at Georgia's junior year. He only does at Florida State senior year. You're playing here with Quinnen Williams, who I still believe is one of a really good defensive linemen. I love that pick. Breece Hall, to me, Kevin Walker, they were interchangeable for number one running back. You're putting them in a running back room with Michael Carter and Ty Johnson, who are very nice players. If Becton can get healthy, he's going to be good. Vera Tucker looks like a really nice run interior lineman. I like the draft, but I was also on the camp last year with Fields over Wilson as well. I don't know if I'm right, but that's just how I felt.
Zach Wilson couldn't process. I don't know what I'm going to say, but that motherfucker sucks. And listen, he has a great deep ball. I'm 100%, and that's why he got drafted, because he threw that ball on the run in t-shirt and shorts and hit somebody in stride. That's great. There's a lot of quarterbacks that have an arm, but if you don't have it up here, and I've seen multiple games, and again, who the fuck is Mike White? Does anybody know where the fuck he came from? Does anybody know anything? When he stepped on the field, tell me you did not think that was a random created player. Like, you literally probably stopped and said, wait, we're playing Madden? Who the fuck is a Mike White at quarterback? No. And the fact that we're talking so great about him is because Zach Wilson sucked that bad.
True.
And again, there's another guy I want to talk about real quick before we get off this. Houston, I don't know what the fuck y'all were doing, but you got Davis Mills. How the fuck y'all let Malik Willis fall that fucking far? Fuck Davis Mills.
You don't like Davis Mills was balling in the back half of the season. He looked like one of the best. He looked like the best quarterback in that rookie class at the end of the year. What you mean?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he
didn't.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he did. Look at the numbers.
No, he didn't. Again, we're talking about shit. We're talking shit. Like, they were horrible in the very beginning of the season. So they started to look good in the second half of the season because they got some chemistry and they started to gel and he understood the playbook. But they were still shit.
True.
We're giving out participation medals for shit. Like that's okay. So like Mike White's stats weren't bad. Mike White's stat played 4 games, started 3, 953. His yards, 953 yards. Where the fuck is this? Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. No, he didn't. He threw 953 yards with 5 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. But yet we're saying he was fucking balling. Okay. And then next we're gonna hear is, oh, look at the fucking team he had. His team sucked, but that's part of fucking playing on a team.
To be fair though, I don't agree with that. His team sucked. I mean, I do. The team sucked. I think the offense is very underrated with the guys that they have. I like Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss. I think Corey Davis is decent. Not a wide receiver number 1, but good enough. I like Ty Johnson. I like Michael Carter. You know,
but I don't have quarterbacks that can get the ball to them. Come here, Ken. Davis Mills. He played 11 games. He went 2 for 9. He threw for 2,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Not bad. Not bad at all. 4-1 touchdown percentage. I mean, he was out there. He was having a good year. But if we start talking shit and compare that to other players, it sucks. And I'm not saying he could beat me. He could beat me playing football. But as a starting quarterback, there were players on the bench that were better than him. Mitchell Trubisky got cut for going to the playoffs twice.
True.
But we're not giving him the same flack as we're giving Davis Mills and Zach Wilson or Mike White because they were playing with shit.
I'm going to make a controversial point that y'all are probably going to hate me for.
No, you're good. We love controversy.
If you put Davis Mills as starting quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, they make the playoffs.
No, they don't.
They do. I bet you.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Jettis,
no, they don't.
Cook.
No, they don't.
Do.
No, they don't. Tell me what you saw that made you think that.
So that you're telling me David Culley as a head coach.
David Mills is worth 3 to 4 more wins.
I think in the way the NFC looks now, I do.
Okay. He won 2 fucking games.
He won the Texans.
I don't give a fuck. He can't be worth 3 wins if he only won 2.
He was with the Texans.
I don't give a fuck. If you put Kirk Cousins on that team, they win 4 games.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Kirk Cousins sucks, and we all know it.
I know he does, but I like him. He's got swag.
Yeah, he's great on the Sunday 9 a.m. start.
Yeah,
you know, where he can blend in with like the 7
again. And Davis Mills is great playing for a team that's not supposed to win a fucking game. But when you put him on a team that has expectations, is he still going to? When has he ever had expectations in his life besides when his mom told him to clean his room?
He was at Stanford.
He played for what?
Stanford.
What Stanford has expectations to do what?
The quarterbacks at Stanford have expectations.
Go ahead.
Elway and Luck, all those guys.
You've named 2 quarterbacks 3 in the last 40 fucking years. You've named 2 quarterbacks. Motherfucker, they only play for 3 years. So we're missing 20 fucking quarterbacks, at least 15. No. You named Elway and Luck. That was it. Nobody thinks shit of them. No, Stanford is nobody says, oh, that dude played for Stanford. He's going to be an all-pro. He's going to be he played for Stanford because he's smart. We're giving him credit for not looking as bad as we thought the Texans would look.
I think especially should receive a lot of credit for being better. I know we gotta go, but I want to switch it to your Malik Willis statement. I completely agree with you. You know, especially when you bring up Derrick Henry. I think the reason why they got him was when he fell, obviously, which I can't believe he fell past Atlanta. Because I thought when Atlanta traded up early in the second, they were going to pick up. They took Ebenezer. Okay, whatever. But then they got him back, and they took Ritter over him. I don't know about that. I think Ritter's going to get eaten up in the NFC South. I like Ritter, but not like that.
Look at Atlanta. Look at Atlanta's history of quarterbacks. Matt Ryan, now Mariota, but Ritter fits more of a Matt Ryan mold than and that's just my thought process. I think,
you're absolutely right. I thought Arthur Smith was going to mix it up because he's bringing in that new voice. You know what I'm saying?
Who knows? Mariota may do good in Atlanta because Ritter could be sitting for 2 to 3 years. We don't know. And that could be the plan. And that might have been another reason. Maybe they're like, hey, we actually want to see what Mariota can have, and we don't want to put any pressure on him. I'm just going to say it. Mariota completed a touchdown pass to himself against my Chiefs in a fucking playoff game. So I mean, there we fucking go. And led a fucking 15-point comeback. Talking about our team hasn't been able to stop a run. Fuck, motherfucker, we've given up fucking 2 20-point comebacks in the playoffs. We can't. Our defense sucks. It hasn't been good since Dick Vermeil. Fuck our defense. Okay, so one more time before we get off here, go ahead and shout out where everybody can find you and whatever else you want to shout out about yourself. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah, I want to say thank you guys for letting me on the show. This has been a lot of fun. You guys can find me on Twitter at MNS Today. Once again, that's MNS Today. If you go on there, you can find links to my YouTube and also my website. My website has a bunch of articles on a bunch of different sports things, a bunch of interviews. Guys like Dior Scott. There's a bunch of Hawaii Warriors on there. We did some draft breakdowns, things like that. Come check us out. I'm always on Twitter, so I love to talk with fellow sports guys, and I just love sports, and I hope to hear from you guys soon.
Link to his website is in the comments. So link to his website is in the comments you guys saw, and also the link to his YouTube and link to his Twitter will be in the description. Jeremy, do you have anything to say before we get out of here?
Nope. I just got to go to the Raiders flag tournament.
Okay. Buddy, we appreciate having you on. Jeremy loved this because he had less time to talk. Jeremy does not like talking, so he loved this. Once he started the comment section with Sam, I knew we were going. I knew we were rolling. He was good. I knew. So we appreciate you. Everybody, make sure you go check him out. And I ain't got nothing else to say, but fuck the Broncos. Peace. I forgot, Jeremy, you got to take us out. I forgot you.
Well, you was already there.
God damn it, take us out.
I was
take
just
us out,
getting
Jeremy.
ready. Look, I
Take
was
us
just
out,
standing
Jeremy.
up to leave.
Jeremy, take us out.
Put me in, coach.
Peace.